let me introduce you to the most broken formable in Hearts of Iron 4, which was also recently buffed in the Trial of Allegiance DLC. Now in order to form it, first things first, you need almost all the DLCs, and the second thing, you need to like sacrifice somebody to Moloch or something, because forming it is very hard, but let me show you how it's done. So first things first, we start here in Brazil. Everything starts in Brazil. Brazil has to gain all of its cores, either by the United States of South America, America do Sul, or establish ULASR focus. I'd say establishing United Latin American Socialist Republics is the best focus, because they don't have to control any land. So let's just say that they did that. They gained all the cores in the South and Central America, everything except for Mexico pretty much. Our second location today is Brazil number 2. Brazil number 2 has to go monarchist. Focus the Empire of Brazil will cause a civil war in Brazil, which monarchists have to win. And Focus the Kingdom United will send an ultimatum to Brazil, and if they say yes, Portugal will annex them and will core them. And most importantly, they're gonna core all of their cores, which means that they're gonna core everything in the South and Central America except for Mexico. Our next location is just across the border, and that's the Mexico. Ha, I'm so funny, I know. Spain has to go to the civil war, I mean, obviously. And in this civil war, Carlists have to win. In the succession question, they have to pick the second option, or basically Alfonso XIII. Also, let's not forget that through the Focus Luso-tropicalism and these two decisions, Portugal can also core Angola and Mozambique. Anyway, Carlist Spain can unite with Portugal through Restore the Iberian Union focus. Portugal can say no to this, but if they're puppet of Spain, they're pretty much always gonna say yes. If they say yes, Portugal will get annexed and all of their cores will become Spanish cores. Already this is a pretty sick formable, but that's not all. Our next location is Quebec. I should stop with this isn't funny. Anyway, France can core lots of stuff through the Focus French Union. They basically have referendums going on in the Northwest Africa, in the West Africa, Central Africa, French Syria, and French Indochina. Now, in order to get maximum cores out of that focus, all 5 would have to say yes, but that's very unlikely to happen. However, let's just say that somehow did happen. France, however, can gain even more cores from the French Union if either Algeria, Morocco, or Tunisia manage to restore Al-Andalus and do all of these decisions. They can even core Pakistan. It can be also slightly increased if either Syria or Lebanon unite Arabia. Anyway, France manages to conquer all that land back, and if then they go for the French Union, and if once again all of the options are positive, which you can by the way simulate with the console commands, which I'm gonna leave in the description, basically France will be able to core all of that stuff. And on top of all that, if France decides to go monarchist, more specifically the legitimate heir path, they'll be able to unite the crownless with Spain, giving them all of their cores. Let's also not forget that if France is democratic, they can also realize European unity, give them cores on Germany, Benelux and Italy. But we're still not done yet. USA would first have to grant statehood to Alaska, and the UK would have to go fascist. By annexing Ireland and finishing Focus Unite the Anglosphere, they'll core entire Ireland. On top of that, if they manage to conquer the USA, they'll be able to create pan-North American state. On top of that, if their puppet South Africa forms Mutapa, and also finishes the Police Windhoek focus, if New Zealand manages to unite Polynesia, and if Australia just exists, then the UK can go for Reinforce the Empire and get most of the cores from the Imperial Federation, which is already pretty sick on its own, but once again, that's not all. If at the end of the day, someone manages to conquer France and make them democratic once again, but decides to also liberate German Reich, and if another country manages to conquer UK and make them once again democratic, and if let's say Germany starts justifying on France, and the UK does what it does the best, and that's guarantee countries all the time, and if then Germany attacks France and the UK joins the war, and let's say they create faction together with France, and if then Germany does what Germany does the best, and that's just conquer France. Anyway, when the France capitulates, they'll get an option to either become Free France, Wishy France, or merge with Britain. And if they do merge with Britain, Britain will be renamed to Franco-British Union, France will get annexed, and all the French cores will become English cores. If the UK manages to defeat Germany, which is by the way fully cored by them, they're gonna have their maximum cores. And just look at these cores, they are magnificent. Now these cores are nothing new, we already know that UK can core all of this stuff. What is new, however, is this. Back in the day, they were only able to core Canada, USA, and Brazil. Now they can core all of the Americas except for Mexico itself. And if you're wondering what's the maximum core population as the UK, it is 665.28 million people. Anyway, that's it for this video. One more thing I have to note, however. Go ahead, Macau My Day achievement has just became significantly easier, because what you can do now as Portugal is play as non-historical, hope that Brazil goes communist, and then you can just core all of the Americas, having core population of about 100 million people. And with that out of the way, I have nothing else to say, and yeah, subscribe or whatever, and see you in the next video. Hopefully less of a slop than this one. Bye.